right, Nintendo has gone back on their word, which is very disappointing. So what do I mean by this? Recently there was a Pokemon Pokopia video that came out. They revealed that the game is coming March 5th, 2026. Not too bad. But what they did was they had this game key card Nintendo Switch 2 video that came out almost right after the reveal of the release date, and it showed Pokemon Pokopia, which has honestly one of the worst names ever. They showed that it was a game key card. It was a quick guide to game key cards, and they showed that Pokemon Pokopia was going to be a game key card. And this isn't obviously confirmed yet because the game isn't out or isn't in that stage yet. But to have the game be the sample for what a game key card is pretty. It's a bit of a backstab for the people who were like, well, me personally, I'm like me right here, me. I was saying oh, it's good that Nintendo first party games are all going to be on the game, fully on the cartridges. There's not going to be any game key cards for first party Nintendo games. This is a first party Nintendo game, whether it's actually being developed by Nintendo or not. This is Pokemon is a first party Nintendo IP. This should be fully on cartridge, but no, it's on a game key card, and they use this game as the example for what differentiates a game from a game key card. So it's really disappointing to me personally that Nintendo has just kind of gone back on their word here. I don't care if this game is being developed by Bandai Namco. It's still, Pokemon is a Nintendo franchise, is a Nintendo IP. It should be fully on cartridge. Also, the other thing is the game is apparently going to be 10 gigabytes. So Nintendo might also be feeling the burn from not having enough variants of the game cards out. They probably looked at it just like any third party looked at it and said, $18 for a 10 gigabyte game to be put onto a 64 gigabyte cartridge, that's not really a good sales tactic. Let's just put it onto a game key card. What are you doing? What are you actually doing here? You're just proving my point over and over again that you need to have different varieties, different versions of regular game cartridges. Put out a 15 gigabyte game cartridge. This would solve so many of the issues going on right now with the whole Switch 2 market. But no, instead of doing that, they go, people won't mind if we put our games onto a game key card, will they? Yes, I very much do mind that. As a person who wanted to get every first party Switch 2 game, I'm not going to get this one. I was going to get it. Now I'm not going to get it, especially because I think they're selling this game for fucking $70 as well, which is kind of crazy too. But this does bother me. It bothers me a lot. I think that if Nintendo didn't say originally hey, we're not going to be doing game key cards for our first party releases, I wouldn't be as shocked. But this is actually very shocking to me because it's pretty much them going back on their word. And I know, big big company, corporation going back on their word. Wow, Yemmy, shocking. I think this is shocking. I think this is kind of shocking because Nintendo has been doing a lot of things that are kind of flaky recently, and this was one of the things that I could stand by and be like, well, at least Metroid Prime 4 isn't going to be on a game key card. At least any new Nintendo release is not going to be on a game key card. And I can't even say that anymore. Which is just so annoying. It's so disappointing. So, yeah, I mean, we'll see if this is actually true, but the fact that they're using this game as the sample, in quotation marks, for game key cards, and they're using it to tell you, what a game key card is, just kind of goes to show, it's probably going to be a full-blown game key card, and it's going to be on the shelves for people to buy, and a lot of people won't even know that they're getting a game key card. A lot of older people who are buying for their kids or for their grandkids, nieces and nephews and whatnot, they're probably not even going to realize what the difference is. But to a lot of us people who collect video games, this is a big blow to Nintendo in general. And this whole game key card thing has been a big blow to physical collectors. Maybe you're one of those people who doesn't care, and that's fine. But I think that being able to get a GameCube game and put it into my GameCube and power it up with no issues is a big thing. And for a lot of Switch games from Nintendo, all Switch games from Nintendo, you can do that. You can literally put the Switch cartridge into your Switch 1 and play the game, even without updating it. You can just play the game. With the Switch 2, well, now it's like, well, I have Hitman World of Assassination, and I put that into my Switch 2. I have to download it. I have to download it from the internet to my console. If it's not connected to the internet, I either can't play the game or I can't download the game. And in the future, I've made this point so many times, in the future, when the Switch 2, 15, 20 years from now, is old news and the servers are being shut down, much like they did to the Wii U and the 3DS, those game key cards will not work. Unless Nintendo decides to keep those servers running forever, game key cards will not work. Code in the boxes will not work. The only thing that will work is the physical media that's inside of the box for like Donkey Kong Bonanza and Mario Kart World and stuff like that. So, yeah, it's disappointing. It's disappointing to me, and I'm sure it's disappointing to a lot of people. But hey, Pokemon Pokopia coming March 5th. Can't wait.